Hi students, good morning. Welcome back to our physics classes. I hope all of you are fine and safe at home. Anyhow, you have already finished your first semester. First semester exam is also over. So now we have to begin with our second semester. So there is no such a division between the semesters in this year, because for the annual exam you will get the questions from the whole syllabus. So for time being we are keeping first semester, second semester like that only, but we have to continue with our whole syllabus. So we have stopped with our last chapter, that is work, energy and power. Now we have to start with our new chapter. And that new chapter you have already learned from your lower classes. The concept is you have already learned, but you have to refresh it and you have to extend our point of view to a greater extent. That only you have to do in this chapter. It's a very simple chapter. Only 4 to 5 concepts are there that we will finish it today itself. Okay, so let us start with our new semester with a new chapter with already known concepts. So once again welcome back to our physics classes, and we have to start with the new concept of center of mass. What is center of mass, or what is the idea of center of mass? For that you have to consider system of particles. For that you have to consider a system of particles. A system of particle contains at least two particles. A system contains two or more particles are called a system of particles. Suppose you are having a system of particles placed in a coordinate system, x and y coordinates. Okay, and here you have a system of particles contains two particles with masses m1 and m2. The system contains two particles with masses m1 and m2. So this is a system of two particles with masses m1 and m2. And this mass is the system is placed in an xy plane. So this m1 is at a distance r from the center of the coordinate system in which that mass is present, that object is present. So we can say that the distance or a vector drawn from the center of the origin of the coordinate system to that set particle is known as the position vector of the first particle r1. Position vector. And m2, for m2 you are having another vector, that is r2, position vector of m2. Okay, so this is a system of two particles placed in an xy plane with individual masses m1 and m2 having their own center of mass, having their own position vectors r1 and r2. Position vectors r1 and r2. So in such a system of particles, we can assign a single point where the effect of whole mass is concentrated. If here two masses are there, m1 and m2, the total mass is assumed to be present in a particular point, in a single point. The total mass is said to be considered or concentrated in a single point. That point is considered as the center of mass of that particular object. That is the center of mass of that particular object. So what is the position of center of mass in the system? What is the position of center of mass to the system? So you know, suppose this is the center of mass, this is the center of mass, and what is the mass of the center of mass, which means the total mass is said to be concentrated at the center of mass. So capital M is the mass of center of mass, and which is having a position vector r, which is having a position vector RCM. RCM. What is RCM? RCM is position vector of the center of mass. RCM is the position vector of the center of mass. So we can find out the position vector of the center of mass. Position vector of the center of mass. See, we have already considered single particles in that system as M1 and M2, and they are having their own position vectors R1 and R2, and the center of mass is having the mass M, which is having a position vector RCM. See, there is a equation for finding the position vector of center of mass. That is product of mass of center of mass with position vector of center of mass equal to product of sum of the products of masses and individual masses and their corresponding position vectors. So MRCM is equal to MR1 M2 R2. That is M1 R1 into M2 R2. Actually, when you multiply a physical quantity with a position vector, it is termed as moment, not a momentum. Moment. Okay, so moment of center of mass is the sum of moments of individual masses. Moment of center of mass is sum of moments of individual masses. So what is the mass mean? Moment of center of mass multiplied by its position vector, that is M into RC. Sum of moments of individual masses. What is the individual masses are the M1 and M2. What are the moments of M1 and M2? M1 multiplied by its position vector, M2 multiplied by its position vector. Then you add both. Then you will get the total moment of individual particles, which is equal to the moment of center of mass. So position of center of mass RCM equal to M1 R1 plus M2 R2 divided by capital M. What is that capital M? This capital M you can replace by M1 plus M2. M1 plus M2 is the total mass. This is the position for center of mass for a two particle system. This is the position of center of mass for a two particle system. Suppose there are n particles. If there are three particles, then M1 R1 plus M2 R2 plus M3 R3 divided by M1 plus M2 plus M3. If there are n total number of particles, then what will happen to this equation? This equation will become M1 R1 plus M2 R2 plus M3 R3 plus Mn Rn divided by M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus up to Mn. So for general case, RCM is equal to M1 R1 plus M2 R2 plus up to Mn Rn divided by M1 plus M2 up to Mn. Okay, you can express this in sigma notations. It is sigma is summation. I varies from 1 to n MIRI divided by sigma MI. This is RCM of a n particle system. This is a general equation for n particles. If n is 2, then I varies from 1 to 2. So that will become M1 R1 plus M2 R2 in the numerator plus divided by M1 plus M2 in the denominator. So this is the general equation for finding the position vector of center of mass. Position vector of center of mass. Okay, so this is center of mass. There is a moment of, actually it can be calculated as moment of center of mass is equal to sum of moments of individual masses. That is the method to find out the position vector of center of mass. If there are n particles, this will become sigma I varies from 1 to n mi ri divided by sigma mi. See, this is the case when we can separately take the individual masses. When we are taking separately, when we can take separately the different masses in that system of particles. Suppose we are not in a position to a situation to take individual masses and one and two. Mass is continuously distributed. So, how you can find out the center of mass? So, that is given by integration, the method of integration. We will come to that. One more thing, if this is the general equation for RCM, that is RCM is a position vector, and by resolution of vectors we can see this R is equal to xi plus yj plus zk, means x component, y component, z component. So x component of center of mass xcm is equal to sigma mi xi divided by sigma mi. Then ycm is equal to sigma mi yi divided by sigma mi. Therefore, zcm is equal to sigma mi zi divided by sigma mi. Is there any doubt in that? No chance of doubt, because we are separated x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate. If you are taking the x coordinate, you have to sum the x coordinate only, y coordinates only and z coordinate only for a separate coordinates. Okay, so this is the position vector of center of mass and this is in its coordinates. Okay. Okay, so when you consider a rigid body, what is a rigid body? Rigid body is also a system of particles, but we can't separately take the individual masses then. So it's a continuous distribution of masses. So how you can find out the center of mass of a rigid body, So in that case, I already told you it is used the method of integration, and the x coordinate x of cm is given by integral x dm divided by integral dm. Integral x dm divided by integral dm, where x is the x coordinate of a small mass dm and this is integral dm. Dm is a small mass and x is its corresponding x coordinate. So what is the y coordinate of cm? Ycm is equal to integral y dm divided by integral dm, and zcm equal to integral z dm divided by integral dm. Don't think that if it is a z dm, z can be taken out and integral dm can get cancelled. It will not like that. It is z multiplied by z dm. We are integrating z with respect to dm. So you can't take z outside and cancel dm and dm. So this is equation for finding the center of mass of a rigid body in terms of or using the method of integration. See, suppose, for example, how it works, that I will show you with an example. Suppose you are having a rod, means a strip or a rod of length n, and its one end is fixed at x equal to 0, that is origin. You have to find out the mass, position of center of mass. That is, since it is along x direction, xcm only, it has the center of mass has its x coordinate only. So you have to find out xcm. For that, what you are doing is you are taking a small portion of length dx of this rod. The length of this strip is dx at a distance x from origin, at a distance x from origin. So I already told you dm is the mass of this small strip of length dx. dm is equal to dx is length of this road, and suppose capital M is the total mass of the length L. Capital M is the mass of total length L. So what is the mass per unit length? Mass per unit length will be M by L. That is mass per unit length. When you are multiplying with the length dx, you will get the mass of this small strip dm. Mass of this small strip is m by L into dx. dx is the length of that small strip and m by L is the mass per unit length. Are you getting me? Okay. Then m by L into dx. Now you have to apply that in that equation for xcm. So xcm is equal to integral x dm divided by integral dm. Integral x dm divided by integral dm. See, dm you have already calculated as m by L into dx. So you can substitute dm in that equation. Okay, so you are substituting x dm as integral m by L into dx, that is dm multiplied by x, that is x. Sorry, you can you take it in the right order only. Integral x into dm. dm is m by L into dx divided by integral dm. What is integral dm? dm is the mass of a small length. Integral dm is the mass of the total length. Mass of total length is capital M only, the total mass of the road. So this will become, from this m by L is constant, m by L into integral x dx divided by dm is capital M. Okay, so this will become m by L into m by L divided by m into x dx. Integral x dx will be x square divided by 2. X square divided by 2. And there is a limit for x. X can vary from 0 to L. X can vary on where you can find the dx. Either you can minimum length you can take x equal to 0 and maximum length is x equal to L. So this integral you have to take from 0 to L. So this will become integral 0 to L. Okay, sorry, this will become m by L. L will come in the denominator. Yes, sir. So this will become m by m L into L square divided by 2. L and L get cancels. M and L get cancels. That will become L by 2. What it says? It says if you are having a rod of length L, its center of mass will be at L by 2. Its center of mass will be at L by 2. What is the presence of L by 2? It's exactly its geometrical center. Okay, so if you are having a meter scale of length 100 centimeter, where will be its center of mass? At 50 centimeter. At 50 centimeter. So that is the method to find out the mass of a uniform rod. It's a uniform. Okay, you can consider it as a uniform. Okay, that's all. Okay, so we have seen what is the position vector of center of mass. That is RCM is equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2 divided by capital M. Suppose you are differentiating this equation d by dt of RCM. This will become 1 by m into m is constant that can be taken out. D by dt of m1 r1 plus d by dt of m2 r2. The rule is already we have learned. So d by dt of RCM, what is R? Position vector. When you are differentiating position vector, what you are getting? Velocity vector. So this is VCM, which is equal to 1 by m into d by dt of m1 into r1. m1 is constant taken out. m1 into d by dt of r1. d by dt of r1 is v1. So that is m1 into v1 plus m2 into v2. Simply it will give m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m. Simple. When you are differentiating position vector of center of mass, you will get the velocity vector. So the velocity of center of mass is m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m. Similarly, what will be the acceleration of center of mass? ACM. When you are differentiating this equation, you will get that will be m1 a1 plus m2 a2 divided by. Okay, so when a center of mass is moving, its velocity of center of mass is given by m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m1 and m2 are the two masses in the system, and v1 and v2 are the individual velocities. Acceleration the center of mass ACM is equal to m1 a1 plus m2 a2 divided by m, where m1 and m2 are the masses and a1 and a2 are their individual accelerations. Okay, so that is velocity and acceleration of center of mass. Okay, now we can go for momentum conservation in a system of particles. Momentum conservation in system of particles. Suppose the same example, we are having two particle system, and these two particles are under motion. So they have their own momenta as m1 v1 and m2 v2. So the total momentum will be m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Okay, so how you can relate that total momentum, total individual momentum to the momentum of center of mass? Yes, we will see that now. Okay, so we are having two particles with the masses m1 and m2. They are having velocities v1 and v2, or maybe we are not going to the earlier descriptions. We are defining a new situation where two masses m1 and m2 are there in a system of particles. They are moving their own velocities m1 and m2. So the total momentum P will be P1 plus P2. Is it okay? P is equal to P1 plus P2, which is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Total momentum of the system of particles will be P, and that will be equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Okay. Now, from this equation, that is why I now remove this equation from the board. VCM is equal to 1 by m into m1 v1 plus m2 v2. m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Okay. So here you have m1 v1 plus m2 v2. What will be that? That will be m into VCM. So we can say that this is equal to m into VCM. What is in the left hand side? Total momentum. What is in the right hand side? M into VCM. So the total momentum of the system will be m into VCM. What it says, if you are having a system of particles, and the total momentum of that system of particles is the product of total mass multiplied by the velocity of center of mass. Simply we can say that it is the mass of center of mass multiplied by velocity of center of mass. So what will be that? That is the momentum of center of mass. That will be momentum of center of mass. But we can't say that in that sense. We can say that if you are having a system of particles and the total momentum of the whole system will be the product of total mass multiplied by the velocity of center of mass. Velocity of center of mass. Okay, so that is velocity of center of mass. So m into VCM, this is total momentum, and for the total momentum, what is required? External force is required. If external is there, then dP by dt. This is F external is equal to dP by dt. We have already seen momentum conservation. We have already seen that linear momentum conservation. We have seen that F external is equal to dP by dt. If F external is equal to 0, what will happen? P remains constant. P remains constant means M is already a constant, then VCM remains constant. Which means in the absence of an external force, center of mass moves with a constant velocity. In the absence of a external force, center of mass moves with a constant velocity. Center of mass moves with a constant velocity. That is an important result. That is an important result. That happens when you are exploding a cracker. Suppose you are fired a cracker and placed somewhere, and when it explodes, you can see the fragments are spreading in different directions, but one portion will be always remaining there. Which portion will be there? That will be the position of center of mass. Why? Because when you are placed that ignited cracker at one place, lighted cracker at one place, no force is acting on that. So the center of mass is not experiencing any external force, so its momentum will not change. Its momentum will not change means its velocity will not change, which means it will remain at the zero velocity. That means it will remain at the same place itself. So that is the effect of momentum conservation. And if you have lighted that cracker and throwing it, then that will follow set trajectory, that is a projectile motion. Different parts are spreading, when it explodes, different parts are spreading in different directions, but one portion simply follows the trajectory, projectile path. That will be the center of mass. That portion will be the center of mass. So all these are referring to the presence of center of mass. So center of mass is the point where the whole mass is said to be concentrated. So for getting the position vector of center of mass, we can make use that equation RCM is equal to sigma mi Ri divided by sigma mi. That is the general equation. In integration, rigid body integration method, you can use integral x dm divided by integral dm for x coordinate, y coordinate, y dm divided by dm, like that. Okay, so that is center of mass, position vector of center of mass. Then we can have the velocity of center of mass. When you are differentiating the position vector, you are getting the velocity vector, and when you are again differentiating, you will get the acceleration of center of mass. Then momentum conservation, linear momentum conservation. From the linear momentum conservation, we have seen if any external force is not there, then the center of mass will continue with common constant velocity. So that's all from this chapter. I already told you, this is a very simple chapter, only few concepts are there, and all these concepts are knowing also. So this is the end of this chapter. You just revise this chapter, and no complicated theories or no complicated concepts we have discussed here. We talked about simple concepts that can be easily digestible if you are focusing on the concepts while you are listening to the classes or reading the textbook. Okay, so that's all for today, and we will meet in the next class. Till then, be safe and be at home only. Don't go to roaming here and there. Situation is not so good the surroundings. So be safe at home and stay healthy, eat healthy, and we will see you in the next class.